You are. You are the source of all creation. You are the blood, the water, quintessence of life. You are true to heart, great in depth, vital in power. My Lord, my calm, the source of all creation. You are the wonders, effervescent splendors of joy. My soul, my heart panting for you. You are my Lord, my peace, the source of all creation. You are tearing it down, the nuance, grief, abuse, and misuse. Kindred unto thee, no more dishonor, nor pointless. Hello, I'm Brenda Bronner, and I'm here to bring you another message from the heart. I have been invited this afternoon after a church service, a wonderful church service we had. I was invited over for dinner. In fact, the dinner came yesterday. But this is a total different setting than what we've had before. And this message from the heart will have your heart jumping up and down. This is the most hilarious couple I have ever, see, she's already laughing, I've ever had to interview. They are a sweet couple. They are wonderful. And just in case you get crossed up or get confused laughing again, remember, I'm Brenda Bronner. This is my show, and I am the host. They will not take over, okay? So I want to introduce to you all Miss Crystal and Joseph. And I'm going to introduce them to you so they can give you just a little background on themselves. We're going to start off with Crystal real quick. But make sure you actually sit down and watch this segment of A Message from the Heart. You're going to crack up. Hi, Crystal.
Hey, Brenda. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your home. Mm-hmm. And I still, I'm supposed to eat, right? I had some pasta. You tailed me off earlier, right? 3 hours ago about pasta salad, right? I still have to get that other food, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we're not going to forget, right?
We're not going to forget.
Okay. How's your day?
My day was good. I actually took a day off. I'm in the midst of working part-time at my job and going to school, so I decided to have actual Sunday.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were back in school.
Yes, I'm back in school to get my Registered Health Information Administration degree, and which is part of a medical degree.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. You know why I'm so surprised? Because I thought Crystal knew everything already. Let's just say hello to Joseph. Hi, Joseph.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, everything is fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. 100.
Okay, you always 100. You were 100 before you met Crystal, and now you're still 100, right?
Always gonna be 100.
Okay, so she didn't change that about you?
Maybe 150 with her.
Okay. That's a good plug. You owe me, okay?
All right.
Okay, you owe me. Again, I'm here at their beautiful place. They have a beautiful townhouse, and the last time I was here, we had a great cookout, and they are just a couple that really knows how to show hospitality, give a lot of love and lots of food. She's an excellent cook, and she's dynamic with that pasta salad. And we used to be outside, but today, we were kind of inside. They got their new pad all laid out, new furniture and everything. So they didn't know I was going to tell that part. They were talking about it. They were saying, oh, you got to come back. You must come back. So it's been a minute since I've been over here. But we've stayed connected and talked and everything on the phone. They're my little heartbeats. But I want you to get to know them just a little bit better. I knew Joseph for about, maybe a year or two?
Yeah,
2 years? About 2
now.
years?
Yeah.
I met Joseph first. He knew the other parts of my family. And Joseph had me in prayer about a special something he wanted in his life, and God manifested that. I'm going to let Joseph tell you about that. Go ahead and just tell them. These are my friends, too.
Yeah, well, when I met Pastor, I was in the midst of looking for, how should I say, love. soulmate rather. And me and Pastor talked about that for a while, and she told me what the process was and how I needed to go about it, and the spiritual aspect of it. And I obeyed her and did what was needed to be done, and lo and behold, God manifests what He says He shall say.
That is so true. And one of the things I want to point out to our viewing audience, and this is the first time too that Crystal is ever really hearing Joseph and I talk on this level. When you were talking about looking for love at one particular time, it surprised me because you always said you were fine, you were good, keeping it 100. Everything is okay. Pastor, do you need something? Does somebody else need something? You were always pointing everything else towards someone else. But you just barely mentioned, yeah, I want love. I want somebody, you know, and I've got a lot of love to give. You kept emphasizing how much love you had to give. And that really made it easier for me to minister to you in that area. And I thought it was so sweet to actually hear an African-American man talk about what he wants to give rather than, you know what I'm saying, Crystal, than always talking about, you know, what somebody has to give to you, what you want, what your desires are, and she's got to be this way and it's got to be that way. Will you explain to me, how did you know that it was supposed to be the other way around, that you were supposed to be this giver? Not because you're a man, but that giving, that was the thing that was so phenomenal to me. Explain that to me, how you knew it was about giving.
Well, coming from the way I was raised, you know, I was taught to give and do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And that's the type of person I am, because if you ain't got it and I got it, I'll give it to you. That's just the way I am. My mother always told me I had a big heart. Always come from the heart. Don't go from what you think. Come from what you know in your heart to be right and exact. And that's just how I've been all my life. I mean, to give and to do right by others.
So really, you're sitting here telling us that you have a message from your heart too. See, it's not just me, but that's the name of the program. That's who and what I am. That's who and what you are too. And while you're viewing this, I want you to start soul searching and start asking the Lord, God, what is a message? What is the message on the inside of me that I would have for someone else? Now we're getting back to Joseph. I love the story. Go ahead.
Well, like I said, I have a big heart, and I'm always doing right by people. And you know, it says do unto others as you will have others do unto you. And I'm always doing, and you know, when you do, you figure you're gonna receive, you know, and it's always right. It's always right. Well, my wife had recently passed. It's been 7 years now, and I wasn't really looking for a soulmate at the point in time. But it gets kind of lonely sometimes. So you know, I would date and meet other females and stuff like that, but not the right one. Sometimes, you know, it takes time. And I did ask God. I asked God for help, and you know, I mean, certain females want this, that, you need this, you gotta have this type of car, this type of lifestyle, drive this, you know, big house.
But you're a giver, so what was a big deal about that? Because these women were saying that's what they wanted. Remember, you have a big heart.
Yeah, I have a big heart, but I mean, take me as I am.
Okay.
Receive me as I am. I can only give you what I have. What's in my means, so, you know.
So you had a big heart to give to them, but they, you know.
They wanted materialistic things, so to say. Those things just pass away, but if you have my heart, you have my heart forever.
Amen. See, he's making me want to get up and just go give him a big hug. But I won't do it because Crystal is sitting here. Anyway. It's the funniest thing. How did you know the difference, though? Because I know you were saying you treat someone the way you want to be treated, and if you give, it comes back to you, right? Yes. Did it always come back to you every time you gave?
Sometimes it did.
Sometimes it did not. How did that affect you?
Well, it did affect me, but sometimes I put stuff on the back burner. That's the way I am.
I know, and it's frustrating. It's irritating, too. How do you do that? I mean, because when we were together, you know, before you actually met Crystal, and I'd say, Joseph such and such thing, Joseph such, you'd always say, yeah, but, you know, just moving forward, keeping it 100. And I'm like, but, you know, everything is on fire, you know. Joseph, are you listening? How do you do that?
You just got to keep a level head.
Did you always have a level head?
No, never. I just recently learned to keep a level head. I mean, everybody has a temper, but you have to learn to maintain and control it. Because if you don't control it, it'll definitely control you.
Well, I'm curious. Now, where are you from?
Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, Brooklyn.
Born and raised.
And you have it under control, right? Let me talk to Crystal for a minute. Miss Crystal.
Yes.
Introduce yourself, please.
Well, my name is Crystal. I'm from Newark, New Jersey, and I have the same beliefs and concepts as Joseph. That's how we actually connected mentally and spiritually. It was interesting how we both have the same goals and plans in life. And
before we get to the goals and the plans and the monies and the babies and the dates and all this stuff. Babies?
My baby, 25 years old.
Okay. All right. Before we get to that, were you in need, or were you looking for someone or praying for someone as well?
Well, the thing is that I work from home, and, you know, my clubbing days are over. I don't go to bars, and, you know, I don't hang out. You can call me a homegirl, literally, but, you know, when I do venture out, I have my fun or whatever, but it's not the same. So when we met online, we actually...
For real?
For real.
Driving me to drink Arizona tea. Hold on.
Yeah.
See, that's right. What they say, telephone, telegram, tell a woman. Go ahead, girl. For real?
Yeah, what happened was, you know, I don't get out much. So me and my best friend had a buddy system because she was recently divorced, so we decided to try the online dating. You know, it was new to us, so our buddy system was, you know, we go out on dates and we give each other the information of the guy that we're dating, where we're going, where we're going to be, you know, and we talk to each other on the way to the date and on the way home, especially on the way home, to talk about how it went. And so
you're going to tell us later how it went, right?
Well, no, I can tell you now what my little rule, my own personal fast rule would be to talk to someone at least for a month. You know, if you're talking on the phone and you never meet them and, you know, you guys just chit-chat, let's see if they're still interested. You know, because guys get frustrated. There was a lot of hungry guys out there. When I say hungry, I mean, I ain't talking about food. There was a lot of hungry guys out there.
Really?
Yeah. And that's not my style or my cup of tea.
Ooh.
So when you're talking to somebody, you get to know them mentally. You know, you get to know them. You know, how was your day? You know, and if they're not saying anything, well, when we gonna meet? When we gonna move? You know, if they not rushy or whatever like that. If they come and they wanna, you know. So it just so happened that we were talking in August, and we didn't meet till Labor Day weekend. So we met a month later. And it just so happened to be that some people...
Hey, I'm sorry. Okay, where did you meet?
What you mean, like where?
Yeah, the first time you all met.
Yeah, his friends was having a get-together at House in the Park, at Grant Park. We both love house music. We both from up north. So he invited me to House in the Park. And then I had a coworker who was having a barbecue, but... before then, since we're going to
It's getting good. Can you tell? She's crunked.
No, but before then, I was, well, it wasn't just me. We both decided to meet before we did the house in the park, just to see, if we was going to be compatible. And we ended up going to the movies, and we, movie saw. Me too. But.
Did you all look at the movie or at each other?
Well, we see, I didn't get a chance to answer. They looked at the movie. Okay. Anywho, we sat outside for a little while because we both got there early so we could talk. So then we went to go see the movie, and then after the movie we walked around a little bit, and then it's the thing is that when you're dating online, you're supposed to have a meet and greet date, and ours was a weekend, so we knew. It was like more than one day. It was like the whole entire weekend.
Okay.
It was the whole Labor Day weekend. So we were saying that even though we get married in August, our real anniversary is Labor Day weekend.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm tired. Wow. And online. That is awesome. Well, I don't want to give them any props. I was about to ask which online dating system you used, but we're not going there because this one was praying. But when did you actually know, or when did you start feeling that this was really very fruitful and that it would be long lasting?
Oh, when did I know he was the one?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, Crystal, let me say it the way I want to say it. Okay, it's my show. Okay.
I was just clarifying the question now.
Okay.
Let me see. When did I know he was the one? Okay, I can tell you. When we went on our first date, he kissed me on the cheek. And I was like, wow, on the cheek.
Were you disappointed?
A little. But it was okay.
So you were hungry?
No, I was not hungry. Okay, let's get
right.
that. Look, let's get that straight. I was not hungry. No, the thing is that, I had dated as well. And a lot of guys were so aggressive. And to me, he was like not sly. He was shy / gentleman.
Okay.
So that's the way I took it. Mm-hmm. And, even after we hung out, we kept the communication open and stuff. And, I was traveling with my family, so we really didn't get a chance to hook back up too soon. But even in the middle of all of that, we stayed. We became friends. We became very much interested in each other. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's all about communications. It's like, I'm like this. I don't know what you want unless you tell me, and I can only go by what you say. And if what you say, the actions speak louder than words scenario, and what you say and you do what you say, then I believe in you, and I have faith in you, and he talks about his mom and dad all the time. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a funny story.
Okay.
So
Stay tuned. Brenda Bronner will be back. Right now, you're involved with Crystal. A message from the heart of Crystal. Go ahead.
So he was telling me how he was raised with his mom and dad. I was raised by a single woman, and we both from the projects, and we both grew up humble. So we appreciate everything that we have and what we want. And what happened was, I was like, "You was raised by your mom and dad in the projects?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "I ain't never known no other couple except for Florida and James that raised their kids."
You mean Good Times?
Yes. Because when I grew up, ain't nobody had no daddy in the project.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, your mom and dad stay together.
Beautiful.
And what I like about Joseph, what I love about Joseph is that you said something earlier that triggered when he was saying that, what his mom and dad were. Joseph does examples, and I'm like, wow, what made you do this? Well, my mom used to do this, my dad used to do this, and he feeds from that knowledge and his love from his parents, and it manifests out of him, and what he does is really good.
That is beautiful. There's an old saying, this lady was 86 years old, and that she imparted something in me when my oldest daughter was, I think she was 2, and which now she's in her mid-40s. And this older woman said to me, she said, you know something, Brenda? However a man treats his mother, that's how he's going to treat his wife. I didn't really understand it at that time. I didn't really get it. But you know, there's a lot of truth to that. And I do see you're getting that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for as long or as short as I've known him, that's all he's ever been. Trust me. You believe me, right?
Yes,
You
do.
take what I say. That's all I've ever seen, you know, in any situation, especially with a female. He always treated them with respect.
Right.
But then Joseph does that too with men as well. And that's why sometimes, you know, I wanted, he always say, if you need me, call me. Don't forget, I'm your 911. And I say to myself, yeah, you're so nice, you know.
Yeah.
And he would always say that, but I've often wondered, would he really take him down
Right.
for me, you know? But he's never had to do that. Some kind of way he backs it up. Crystal, are you like that? No.
Do I back it up?
Uh-oh.
you're asking?
That's what I was looking for. We saw it. Did you all see her eyebrow go up? Do I back it up? I know you do.
I do.
I know
I
you
back
do.
him up
Oh, that's sweet. Well, I need you to back me up, too.
too. I got you.
Okay. And I thought that was so good and so wonderful because when, we were praying so much about him, getting this woman, getting this lady, getting a mate, getting a spouse, getting, a soulmate and all this stuff. I used to pray and ask the Lord, how would he know? How would Joseph really know? Because he was always so laid back and so sincere,
And he
yet
still is.
really,
He's
and so
majorly
unassuming.
back.
Just so unassuming. And he would say, I just trust God. I believe God. What do you have to say to the people that are still wanting that? What kind of message do you have from your heart for a lot of the gentlemen, the guys, the women that's still waiting? What message do you have for them?
Well, I have to say that to the gentleman, if you trust in God to bring you the person that you're looking for, He will provide that person for you. You don't have to look for it. Just let God work. Let Him do the work, and you just, even though you're seeking, still let God work, and she will manifest to you before you even know it. She will appear, because Crystal is very sincere, genuine. She was the type of woman that I was looking for, down to earth. We clicked because she's from North, and I'm from Brooklyn. She's across the Brooklyn Bridge, right across the bridge, right across the water. So and we had a lot in common, and she's very humble, very sweet, can cook, really can cook.
Yes.
Definitely can cook. And one incident when me and Crystal started dealing relationship-wise was one weekend my car had broke down, and I didn't have a way to get to work that week, and I told Crystal. I didn't want to tell her, but I told her, and this is when she was living in Douglasville and I was living here, and she came here to Norcross, drove me to work. That not one day, but that whole week. And I had to be to work at 5 in the morning. She didn't know where she was going. I had to guide her there. She found her way back, GPS, and picked me up that whole week and worked from here. Now, that's what you call genuine. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a genuine person that'll go that route for you. And for the women, I mean, if you're looking for that right dude, just be yourself. Be yourself, really. Really, don't be something, try to be something you're not. Just be genuine with yourself, and God will place you. God will place you. There's somebody for everybody, and I do believe that. You just have to let God be your matchmaker.
So how many times did you give up? Did you ever give up before you met Crystal? Did you ever say, Did you ever start dwindling down?
I had my heres and theres, my doubts, but I knew that there was always going to be somebody for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody new in my life was when my wife passed. She had told me to move on. At one point in time, when she had just recently passed on, I shut down. But she told me to be happy to go on with my life. So that's what I had to realize, and I went on with my life. You can't just stop. You have to keep on going.
That's beautiful. I like that. And I'm glad during the time when you had shut down, was there ever a time when you thought maybe God was unfair to you because of Kat being gone? Was there ever a time when you wondered if perhaps, why didn't this happen to someone else? Why did it happen to me? Did you ever think like that? Knowing how much love is inside of you and how much you love giving love, because you all had a beautiful marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, you've talked to me about that before. And it sounds so beautiful.
It was. I don't blame God. I don't blame him at all.
Did you ever?
Never. Because we're all God's children.
Mm-hmm.
We're all God's children. So I just learned to move on with my life. You have to learn to move on rather than just shutting down.
So how long were you shut down?
Oh, I was shut down for, I would say about 6-7 months.
Okay.
Just working home, no communication.
With the shutting down, do you think perhaps maybe that was just a time of mourning, just grieving? Not always a shutdown. Sometimes we call it a shutdown, but that's a part of life, to mourn and grieve.
Yeah, it was a time of grieving for me, where I just wanted to be to myself. But I had to come, you have to come out of that shell. Mm-hmm. You have to come out of it. And, just keep on moving, just because you can't just say, stop, I want to get off.
Right.
You got to keep on going.
Right. Just can't get off this merry-go-round,
No,
right? Or this Ferris wheel, right?
This Ferris wheel.
It continues to go, and you're going round and round and round. And honestly, this takes me back to Jacob's ladder. Every round goes higher and higher and higher. And no matter what it is that we go through in life, when we're going round and round, I always look at it as if we're actually climbing this victory ladder. We talk about this ladder in church often, and it's a victory ladder. That's what I named it. I took Jacob's ladder and I made it a victory ladder for all of us in church, because every time we take a step up, we've left something up underneath our feet. So whatever it is that we've left underneath our feet, whether it's pain, any kind of a sorrow, it can be an addiction, it can be people, it can be things, it can be stuff about us. We oftentimes want to blame Satan for a lot of things, but a lot of times our problems and our issues that we do face, oftentimes it's really us. It's choices that we make. It's the selections that we make. And just listening to Crystal and Joseph talking about online dating, they still, I'm sure, had a little part. I've never done it, but I've come close. I've signed up for like 3 of them, over, I think 30 years, right? But I never finished the whole thing. I got nervous and got scared because I realized Brenda, I just didn't make good choices for myself. So outside of Christ, I couldn't do it, and I had to learn that I just can't trust what I do. But now I'm there because I learned how to go, up and take the next step and go up. But every time I took another step up the victory ladder, when I chose to look back down, I looked at a lot of stuff and people that were underneath my feet now. they were beneath me. And I was able to have more confidence in myself and what it was I needed to do, and most of all in who I am. And that was one of the things that I looked at with Crystal. Crystal is so confident in herself. She's very confident in what she says, how she says it, and every now and then sometimes she just has to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me." But it's for a slang she might have said, but I noticed she never has to pull back on a decision that she's made. She didn't know I observed that much about her. And you should see her with these wedding plans. Oh my goodness. And I did ask them if we could, come back and visit them until the actual wedding date. And they've invited us here, so this means that you're going to feed me, right? Yeah. Okay. And on that note, we'll be right back. We'll be right back with you after this short break. Welcome back to A Message from the Heart. Again, I'm Brenda Bronner, and I have the wonderful pleasure of being in the company of Crystal and Joseph. We've been invited to their house, and we've enjoyed ourselves immensely. And before we took a break, I thought they were going to feed us a little salmon, but you know what? I'm going to put them out on Front Street. All we did was talk. We heard about all these bad, deadbeat dates that Crystal found online. And you have to excuse my voice because all I've been doing is laughing, and I've been trying to get full on this. Is it Amazon tea?
Arizona.
Yeah. Okay, watch. She says she's good, right? Remember, she can fight and all this stuff. Let me see her crawl from up underneath this bus. I need to ask Crystal something. I need to find out from you, how do you see God in your budgeting? Because she says she's the budget queen, and every time you talk to her about something, she always has every plan laid out. She's got got it right down to the mark, down to the half penny. And you cannot make a penny break itself in half, but trust me, girl here, she can divide that penny. Okay, so I need to find out, how on earth do you see God in what you do with all this planning and budgeting?
Well, I depend on my serenity prayer, for him to give me the courage and the wisdom and the strength to do the things that I can. And having said that, it's all about working hard, knowing your resources and knowing how to utilize them wisely. And you just don't live above your means. Like right now, we are on financial lockdown because
you notice she didn't say financial budget or restraint. My girl said lockdown.
Yeah, because we want to be able to have not a perfect day, but a great day and a great time in our life when the time comes for the wedding, where our budget ends in July and the wedding is in August. Okay. So that way we can take it slow, still live and eat and not be extravagant, and stick to the budget, because it's basically, the wedding is one day, but the marriage is a lifetime.
That's right. That's so beautiful.
After the wedding, what now? Bills? No. Okay. We're going to enjoy our life. We're going to continue to build to, move on in a positive manner. So,
Joseph, let me ask you, is that one of the main features that you enjoyed about her? I wanted to say something other than feature, but she's a real story by herself. She's a real movie, okay? Off the camera, she's a real movie. Tell me.
Yeah, Crystal is very good with the figures and keeping us within our means, budget-wise, food when it comes to paying bills, and the planning of the wedding. It's mainly all her. I've been doing it by myself, but with her as an addition, it's even better and it's more accurate and precise.
You know, I like that because you said you were already doing that. And it sounds to me this is actually called finding a helpmate. You know, that's a good thing when you have someone that's already operative in what it is you're gifted in, and it's a good thing. And I do recall, you know, Joseph being that way, you know, about budgets as well. But I love it that he's not feeling that, you know, you're coming to take over, or, you know, I guess you don't say, you know, well, I'm the man, I'm going to do it, I make this decision. I like that, you know, that she's coming in to help with that, to extenuate, I should say. Right?
Yes.
And what I tell my sons as well is to, you know, find someone who can be an asset to you. You know, you don't want to be in charge, and you don't want them to be in charge, because if God forbid something happened to either one of you, you don't want to be left with not knowing what to do.
That's
you
right.
You want to be in the know and build together.
Absolutely.
You know,
That's
or
true.
if, like, you know, it'll be a time not as tragic where I need you to step in and handle something. You already know what to do. It's not a matter of, well, what do you need? Well, who do I talk to? You know, like that. So.
Well, let me ask you, okay, so you have a son or sons?
I have
or
2 sons.
2 sons, and they're all adults,
Yes.
of course. Okay. So are you all grandparents yet?
Oh, yeah. I got 2 grandbabies.
Oh, wonderful. I have 5, so I understand totally. That's beautiful.
Oh, okay. I have a story.
See?
My son and daughter-in-law really needed me one time, and being that I work from home, they needed me to take care of my 2 grandsons, and it's kind of hard working and taking care of children. It's very hard. But what happened was, bless his heart, my youngest grandson gave me his cooties while he was here. He caught a cold, and I got sick midweek. So about Wednesday, I was done, and Joseph took over. He, you know, they was calling him Grandpa. Can I have this? And it got to the point where my grandson would ask me something, and I'm like, no, well, I'm gonna ask Grandpa.
Oh,
And I'm
really?
like, no, you're not.
Oh, that's beautiful. Blending already.
But I already told Joseph, just kick him back to me. Go ask your grandmother. So we got to be a team, because, you know, kids will run all over you. But, yeah, it was so cool, because it was one night I was just so sick, and I was tired, and I couldn't even lift my head, and they kept calling me or whatever, and he just instantly took over, you know, and I really appreciate that, because he didn't have to, but he did, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Where do you work, Crystal?
I work for Wellstar Health Systems, and I do health information management, where I do chart correction and medical identity theft and fraud. So I investigate medical records doing that.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Wow. You like it?
Oh, I love it. You know what? I can't say I love my job.
Okay.
Every day is different, and you know, we have some crazy scenarios. You know, you can't mention the people or whatever, but the scenarios you can talk about. And you know, with medical identity theft is one of the leading causes. Okay, first of all, medical bills is one of the leading causes of bankruptcies. So when a lot of people can't pay their medical bills, they go on a credit report, and then they have to, you know, it puts them in a hole.
Right, exactly.
And so with medical identity theft is a kind of like a common sense type scenario. So a scenario I want to give you is, let's just say that you live with a roommate, or you're in college or whatever, and in the middle of the night your roommate has a toothache. And they don't have insurance, but you do through your parents or something like that. If you notice, your insurance card does not have your picture on it. So I can go to the emergency room, and I can say, my name is Brenda, and I have a toothache.
Okay, why are you using me as an example?
Because you're sitting right here in front of me.
Okay, all right. Okay, Crystal.
But, you know, and it's like, you can't, there's a law called the EMTALA law, EMTALA, EMTALA law, 2 reasons where you can never be refused in the emergency room is an emergency and if you're pregnant. So in emergency, you have to be received and they have to determine. And if you can't pay, that's why all hospitals have what you call as an indigent fund, where they pull from resources to supplement their books. So basically, I can go and I can use your insurance card, and I know that with WellStar they do courtesy follow-up calls. So they was like, hey, how you doing? You came in for a toothache. I ain't had no toothache. I was never seen there. I never been there. So if you really feel that someone stole your identity, we suggest that you file a police report. We do have a 1-800 compliance line, and compliance will forward all the information to my team. And what I do is I investigate it to see, we do handwriting analysis. We do allergies. We go by whenever you were ever there, or if this is your first time visit, we have to classify it as a theft case. So what I do is I investigate it to see if indeed you just try not to pay your bill or somebody really stole your insurance. So we take it from there, and once we submit our findings, it goes to the another part of the compliance department where legal is involved. So that's part of what I do.
My goodness. Do you have to suspend that person's insurance card temporarily while you're doing the investigation?
No, because it's a done deal. You already came and you were already seen.
Okay.
So what we try to do is we try to make sure that the wrong person isn't billed. Because that way, but in the meantime, between time, okay, so let's keep it real. Until the time you file a police report to prove that this isn't you, it's going on your credit report. And you have to dispute that because it's your word against who else's. So that's part of, unfortunately, one of the things that we deal with in our society, but it happens more often than you think.
Oh my goodness. Can we ever wake up and just have a great day? Can we ever go to bed and just have a great night? Okay? Oh my goodness, it's just always something to look out for. Always.
Yeah, and with the hospitals, they're 24/7, so it can happen any day, any time. And we just acquired 5 tenant hospitals, so instead of the 5 WellStar, we have 10 hospitals now.
Oh my goodness. Well, we know you'll be employed for a while, right? You'll be able to keep your budget straight at home, right? Are you all hiring? Okay, that's probably the next question. Are you all hiring? That is wonderful. That's good information, and I'm thinking perhaps we can come back again. I know you all have given us permission and said that we can, you said you're doing a quarterly countdown on the wedding and on the budgeting and the planning, right? And you said that we would be able to come back, on a quarterly. But I'm thinking, too, that's good information you're giving. Maybe we can come back and do another interview and talk with you about, a little bit more about the health care. Oh, my goodness. I almost said the health care tsunami, but wow. I mean, is there anything that we can really do and enjoy life? That's something that I miss, and that's what why I love coming over, kicking it with them. I mean, let me ask my cameraman, can you see, can they see below our knees? You can't see, but you should see. She's got on house slippers, everybody. Okay, and I have on some odd color shoes because I came straight from church and I changed clothes. I had on beautiful red and gold.
Yes, she did.
Yes, I did. I was hooked up, okay? But I can kick it, that's why I came by here, and there's sweet people and everything. So we just be chilling, all right? And hopefully we can come back and, get involved with some things, and you can actually see Joseph out on the grill, and, he says he does an absolute marvelous salmon on the grill, but I keep telling you all, I haven't tasted it yet, right?
She will.
Okay, I don't know, but this is what they're saying. They told me this yesterday on the phone, okay? And you see, I'm still here with this tea. They did refresh my tea, but something else. I want to ask you this: after you all are married, do you have any other solid, no, I should say rock solid, I think that's how it goes, rock solid plans about what you want to do futuristically say that would engage other people in your lives? I mean, I know you're going to be, you know, honeymooning and all this stuff. You're going to be honeymooning forever. I know this. That's not in the budget, but just kidding. I mean, that's free, right? That's free. And we're so glad, you know, you all have found love.
I know. Second time around.
Oh, for the both of you. Oh, okay. All right. Now that's keeping it 100. That's keeping, I mean, for real. And Joseph loves to say that, you know. Joseph, let me find out, where do you work?
I work for Lease Plan USA. It's a fleet leasing company. We lease out trucks and cars to various vendors such as Walmart, Kroger's, Comcast. We have Avis.
Comcast. Dun 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 dun. That's where you need to go and budget. Tell Comcast to leave us alone. Go ahead.
We just affiliated Chick-fil-A. We have McDonald's. We have mom and pops enterprises throughout the entire United States.
Oh. Okay.
We also, our main office is located in Europe, Switzerland, Belgium, France, and Paris. And Brussels is our main hub.
That's a man that knows his job. I am totally impressed. You apparently love your job as well.
Yes, I do.
You
Yes,
really enjoy it. How long have you been there?
I've been with Lease Plan for 8 years now.
Really? That is wonderful. She's over here just gleaming, right? Cha-ching. I'm just kidding. That is wonderful. That's good. So all your coworkers know about you getting married?
Yes, they do.
They know
Yes,
you're off?
They know I'm off the map.
Okay.
Definitely off.
Taking off?
Taking off.
Amen. That is good. That is so beautiful. Let me ask you this. How have you adjusted and really adapted to actually coming together now with Crystal? I would say from a non-spiritual, we never take God out of the equation, out of our lives, period. But has there been a time just yet since she told the whole world that you met online? Have you thought at all, I wonder if there's someone else still online that I should have checked out first? I'm asking this for a reason. You know me well. I'm going someplace with this. But has that happened to you?
No, it hasn't.
Why? Why do you think it has not?
Because when I met Crystal, when I met her online, there were others, but I wasn't responding. She was the only one I was responding to. Because
Really?
she was the only one that I really could really click with. You know, we had everything in common, certain topics, places, certain people, music-wise, club-wise, clubs up in Jersey and New York. So that was like, I was like, felt a bond with her. Like, not right there, but a bond was there. Something growing. Like, you plant a seed and then you just let it grow. Water it and it'll grow. So that's what this grew into.
Do you wish you had met her while you were in New York and while she was in Jersey?
I can't say.
Oh.
I can't say because in them days I was out and about. I was out and about in New York. I was really out and about. So.
Okay, do you all know what out and about means? I don't need to define it. Because see, you didn't hear what she whispered in his ear. She said, "Good question." I get to keep my job, everybody.
I had more than one lady on my arm at the time.
Okay. All right. You want my mic?
No, I'll just sing.
Okay. All right.
So I think right here is the best time. And in time things happen. In time things happen. I think if we would have met then, it would have been, the situation would have been different than now. Because we were both would have been still young, and now we're more mature and more know what we wanted, well rooted in foundation.
Beautiful. That is good. A lot of times, I've known other people too who have met their, significant others or whatever, online. And there have been some who've gone back and said, I wonder if I had pushed the other button, or I wonder what I left behind. And some have told me, I still don't know how it goes, but they've left their accounts open just in case. And I was, okay, but you're doing it for just in case, and that tells me you're still not sure. You're still wondering. There's still that thought meandering in your mind, if this is what I'm supposed to do. But you two are so sure. And every time I come over to visit you all, it's just so wonderful. It's warm. And when I'm with you all individually too, I can tell the certainty that's there. That just gives me this certain glow as well. I believe in marriage. Okay. Everybody was waiting on that part, right? Okay, what is it that I believe in? And the funny part is this. I believe in love. I believe in agape. I believe in, if you first have that love from God, you can't help but love his people. We may not love everybody's ways, but there's still that special love, that romantic love that's set apart and set aside, for that special someone. And it's so good to see this again. It's so good. This is why I did ask, to interview you all and to share what you have, with others. Because there are some people that actually need this story. Everybody's not, into following, the celebrities and what have you. We're talking about normal people here, regular people, whatever normal is, right? Whatever regular is, right? We're talking about how we're able to actually reach each other and being able to connect with each other. And somebody that's watching tonight, I'm sure they will say, wow, she's not in a studio this time. A message from the heart is not being broadcast from a professional building, but we're actually inside someone's home, someone that I can connect with. My production crew can connect with as well. People who that you can reach out and touch. We wear t-shirts, we wear jeans, you know what I'm saying? We decide, on one hand, we're going to offer our guests salmon, and we don't. And we're fine and we're comfortable with it. We can get on TV and we can tell our story, and we have a clear conscience, all because we're so in love. But you know something? I'll make sure I'm going to be at the wedding. What's the date of the wedding?
August 26th.
August 26th. See, they're using my birth month, so y'all better get it right.
We have a story behind the August 26th date.
Okay, here we go again. Dr. Seuss with another story.
No, it's just that I can only speak for me. And, things in my life happen for a reason. Mm-hmm. And every time I say I got a story for that, because it's a story. And Joseph talks about his mom a lot. And my mom, she's still here. She's 76. And she's, hanging in there. But his mom, she's no longer with us. And I wanted to do something special for him. So, we ruled out anything around our birthdays. We wanted to find like a neutral date to celebrate. And I asked him, well, when is your mom's birthday? And it's the 27th.
Yeah.
But that's on a Sunday.
Okay.
So we're doing it the day before her birthday. But it's, sort of an honor for her.
That's beautiful. That is so sweet. Wow. The best part to this is you found each other. But I know this couple personally, and they found God first. And they do keep it 100 with him. And they do keep it 100 with each other. And to include, each other's parents and everything. And I know your mother right now is having health challenges.
Yes.
So we're keeping her lifted up in prayer too. And, prayerfully she'll be here for that beautiful big day and what have you. That is beautiful.
Well, what we're trying to do is, I have to really focus on this. We're going to have her say a prayer for the wedding and to bless the food.
Your mother?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's hard for her to travel, so we're going to record her.
Okay.
So that way, at the venue, they have a screen where we can use their system, and she's going to be projected on the screen to bless us and the wedding and do the blessing of the food as well.
Isn't that beautiful? That is so sweet. Where does your mother live?
She's in Florida right now.
What part?
Fort Walton Beach.
Fort Walton Beach. Okay. And you're going to have that done this year?
Yeah, hopefully by next week, so we can hold on to it. I'm not anticipating her leaving me, but, this is what we want, and this is part of the plan, and for us to get, the pieces of the puzzle together.
This actually, I know our time is winding up now, but I wanted to say this, how much I'm enjoying this couple with the way they're exercising their faith. To say we're still, going to be joined together. God still put us together. However, we're not leaving out anyone.
Right.
We're including everyone into our date. We're not excluding anyone, because that's a good thing, because they wouldn't have met each other if it were not for all these other family members. Am I correct?
Correct.
And the way they've upheld each other and supported each other, I thank God for that. And this is an encouragement to me. And truthfully, it's an encouragement to all of you. And I want to say I thank you all again for giving us time to come into your home and to be able to bless us with what you have on the inside. I had to convince them and let them know they're very, very valuable. And they have a lot of jewels and gems and diamonds and treasures on the inside of them that can really bless other people. And this is why we're going to make sure that we're with them every quarter. We'll be back with you again in February?
Yes.
In February. And we won't be late, because you can tell Crystal will keep us on her calendar and she will keep it for real. And Joseph will make sure that we keep it 100. And we thank you for allowing us to come into your home. And we love you. And we want you to know that we thank God for you. And make sure that you enjoy the rest of your day, your week, your time. And be blessed. Again, this is Brenda Bronner bringing you a message from the heart, from the home of Crystal and Joseph.
Bye.
You are. You are the source of all creation. You are the blood, the water, quintessence of life. You are true to heart, great in depth, vital in power, my Lord, my calm, the source of all creation. You are the wonders, effervescent splendors of joy, my soul, my heart panting for you. You are my Lord, my peace, the source of all creation. You are tearing it down, the nuance, grief, abuse, and misuse. Kindred unto thee, no more desire.